Here's what not to say when wholesaling real estate when you're talking to sellers. With wholesaling real estate, one of the most important things you can do is effectively talk to your homeowners. You want to make sure they trust you, they like you, and they want to work with you when they sell their property to you. When it comes to actually qualifying leads, you want to have a conversation. I understand wanting a script, and I totally get that. But the way I would look at it is you don't necessarily want a script word for word. You more so want a skeleton of data you need to collect and then have a genuine conversation with the homeowner. Now, in that skeleton, what you need to gather are the 4 pillars. The 4 pillars are price, timeline, condition, and motivation. So price, you need to get the asking price for the property. Timeline is when do they want to sell the property. Condition is just overall the condition of the property. So maybe age of roof, HVAC, flooring, paint, etc. And the last time is motivation of why do they want to sell the property. Obviously, you don't want to say, all right, Mr. Seller, I'm going to get the 4 pillars from you. Because again, you do not want to sound robotic. You don't want to sound like you're reading from a script. You want to sound like you're having a genuine conversation because you are. So maybe they say, yeah, John, I'd love to sell the property. And you say, perfect. I just got to ask you a couple of quick questions to ensure that we can get you the best offer for your property. Right off the bat, Mr. Seller, I'd love to know how the condition of your property is. Could you tell me if there were any updates done in the last 5 to 7 years? And if so, what were they? Also, do you know the age of the roof? Do you know the age of the air conditioning system, the age of the water heater, etc.? Once you've gathered all that, you say, okay, great, Mr. Seller. Typically, we close on these properties in about 30 days. Does that timeline work for you? If it does, perfect, 30-day closing. If it doesn't, say, okay, Mr. Seller, what timeline would work for you? Do you have a specific date or specific time that you need to close this property on or by? Once you've gotten that, you can say, all right, well, with selling the property, like what's kind of got you looking to sell it, right? Because you're curious, you want to know, like maybe a tenant was just evicted, maybe they're moving, maybe they got a job offer, they need to sell quickly, right? Why would they want to sell to you? Once you got all that, you're like, all right, Mr. Seller, look, that all sounds great and dandy. I got all that written down. And realistically, how much do you need to walk away with from this property in order to be happy and so we can do a deal together today? Notice, I said, how much do you need, not how much do you want? It's the little words that make a difference. Then you get the price. Then it's your job to either say, okay, great, I got all this. Let me review with my partner and I'll give you a call back. Let's get that time scheduled. Does tomorrow at 11 or 1 work better for you? Or if you're confident and competent enough to make an offer on that call, do that. That'll increase your conversion rate. So after all that stuff, you say, all right, Mr. Seller, look, comfortably 30-day close, given the condition you told me, it's looking like we're going to have to put about $50,000 to $60,000 worth of rehab into this property. I'd be able to offer you $140,000 cash as is, no financing contingencies, none of that. All we got to do is get a quick walkthrough of the property just to ensure it's in the condition you told us. Then send over the contract and get that bad boy closed.